Hello, my name is Tom Toohey, Thomas A. Toohey, to be exact. I was born in Flint, Michigan in 1950. I'm a 1968 graduate of Flint Northern High School. In my senior year, I was the Northern Viking. I'm a graduate of Ferris State College and Michigan State University. And I'm a veteran, and I served in Southeast Asia in the Army Security Agency from 1970 to 1973. Since the 2002 cancer surgery, I have been receiving a non-service-connected pension. My mother passed away in 2008, and she left me her home, her car, her bank account, and the amount of money that my mother left me was $35,159. That's a combination of some insurance and her checking account. On January the 30th, 2009, I wrote a check for $20,000 to the Trust Company of America. I did that to separate myself from it. Because of my chances for survival, I wanted to be able to protect myself as best as possible. And so the money was invested in January of 2009 and began its life out there in the world of financial transactions, interest and dividends between institutions, while I sat back here waiting, glad to have the money out of reach, or I couldn't just piddle it away, as I'd seen before with other members of my family, receiving money from a parent. And after my 2002 cancer surgery and the fact that I have to wear a colostomy bag now, there just wasn't any room for anything too difficult to try to accomplish. I have to be very measured now in my life. I live alone, and it's very convenient here. This is where my mother lived for 40 years. It's almost as if she could come walking in the door at any moment, and I know she won't. But it's a great place for me to be. My two little dogs and my bird. We've been very happy here, except for the money situation. On November 13th, 2012, my nightmare began with a letter from the VA stating that I'd had income I hadn't reported. And they sent me a list of figures, the figures that have been following me around since November of 2012. And I'm speaking now in March of 2018. It's very nearly been 6 years now that I've had to put up with this. I've been through one financial advisor and 2 VA reps who all purported to want to help me. And none of them are around anymore. They've all faded away, and I'm on my own. And I'm pleading with you to help me. The VA has depleted every dime I have, and continues to do so, and will continue to do so until they feel I've paid back the overpayment that I've received from VA. And unfortunately, it's all just been a mistake. Allow me to continue, please. Please, I need your help. In the statement from November 13, 2012, from the Department of Veterans Affairs, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, is a statement of income for tax year 2009. Item number 1, Trust Company of America, $9,638. Item number 2, Trust Company of America, $24,639. There are some other figures, but for the sake of some simplicity and trying to make this less complicated, and because of the tax forms involved, I'm just going to focus on those 2 numbers for now. From the Trust Company of America, $9,638 and $24,639. Let's continue. 1 year later, November 12, 2013. The previous letter being November 13, 2012, this letter is November 12, 2013. It's been a year since the previous letter. In it, they state that I received money from the Trust Company of America, when in fact, I had sent the money to the Trust Company of America. And they refer to the fact that they believe that in 2010, I received income of $75,427, and that is countable in determining my proper rate of pension. So stated the VA Pension Management Center on November 12, 2013, nearly 5 years ago now. I responded to this letter by going to my financial advisor, who advised me to get my taxes done because I hadn't done them since 2002, because I hadn't had them done since my cancer surgery. I'd created a trust company, and I paid for my funeral. So I had to reply to this November 2013 letter ASAP, which I did, which the tax company turned around in record time. I packaged it all up and sent it back to VA before December 31st, 2013. I had to do that. I knew that. And it wasn't easy, but I did it. Before the end of 2013. That's important, because VA is going to deny this later, lie, and or cover it up. I'll let other people decide that. But they go on to lose this waiver request that I sent back to them with my tax forms for a year, for more than a year. Listen on. On January 23rd, 2014, they processed the termination of my pension. Just pulled the rug right out from under me. January 23rd, 2014, they did that. There was a lot of communication in the February of 2014, me trying to tell them that they've got this all wrong. And on April the 16th, 2015, I received a letter from the VA regional office in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, telling me that my waiver request from March of 2014, which is not correct, it was the end of December 2013, regardless, that request had been lost in transit. And now in April of 2015, they're just telling me that. They're just now telling me that it had been lost. And they hadn't seen it until January of 2015. And now it's April of 2015. They wrote to tell me my March 13th, 2014 waiver request had been lost in transit and only been located on January 23rd, 2015. And they apologize for any inconvenience that this delay may have caused and give me 21 days to reply to this form, after lying about the submission date and having lost it for all this time, and then lied about the date on it being March 13th, 2014, when in fact it was sent before the end of December 2013. By saying it was the March, not December, diminishes what appears to be my effort to respond here. It seems a little personal. Then they wrote to tell me on April 23rd, 2014, that they'd received my financial status report. Okay, it's April the 16th, 2014. They lost my original submission for over a year, and they give me 21 days to reply. After losing my stuff for over a year, they give me 21 days to now reply. And before giving me an entire 21 days, they respond 10 days later. After receiving my financial status report, they wrote on the 16th, giving me 21 days to reply after a delay of over a year, and then only 8 days later, circumventing my 21-day window to reply within, they sent me this letter passing judgment and denying my request of a $40,238 overpayment. So on April 24th, 2015, the Committee on Waivers and Compromises denied my request for the very first time. The date is April 2015. I first heard of this in November of 2013. It's already been a couple of years. In the April 24, 2015 letter, the committee states that it continues to find me at fault in the creation of this debt. I'm at fault. The committee is blaming me, saying that I'm at fault. On June 18, 2015, they acknowledged my filing a notice of disagreement with them over this because they're wrong. And on June 18, 2015, they acknowledge my notice of disagreement with their decision. And they tell me that they're passing it on and for me to wait. On August 25, 2015, the committee acknowledges my notice of disagreement. They enclose a statement of the case as they understand it to this point, and they give me 60 days to respond. On January the 11th, 2016, a little more than 2 years ago now, they restate that I've gained some unearned income, but they've dropped the name Trust Company of America by now, because I sent money to the Trust Company of America. I didn't receive it from them, but they still haven't got this part figured out yet. They say that your 2009 income taxes may report this income differently because you invested this income in a retirement account. However, this is considered countable income for VA purposes because you received it from an inheritance. That's all absolutely wrong. They go on to say, therefore, the overpayment of benefits and debt is valid. January the 11th, 2016. On March 16th, 2016, I hand-wrote a letter trying to get their attention, requesting a video conference meeting. They sent me a more formal-looking form on March 25th, 2016, where I requested a BVA hearing by live video conference, and then not hearing from them all summer long, I wrote again on October the 19th, 2016, requesting another hearing. And to this day, I have never gotten a reply to my requests. The VA has been taking 52% of my money out of my check every single month since February of 2014, and my resources are completely tapped out. I have over 30 non-sufficient funds reports from my bank account. At $29 apiece, 30 non-sufficient funds marks against me are $870 of money that I'll never see, because the VA has been taking 52% of my money out of me every single month since February of 2014. They're breaking their own rules. Title 38 says they can only take a maximum of 15% out of me. I have been screwed up and down, right and left, back and front, forward and up and down and back again by these people. And here's how I can tell you that it's all been for naught. It's all been a mistake. I want to show you 3 1099-B forms from the IRS that are mine. It took me a long time to figure this out. I've had to learn Title 38. I've had to learn a lot about the tax code. And let me tell you about these 3 tax forms that will completely exonerate me. Number 1, Form 1099-B for the year 2009. Payer, Trust Company of America. Recipient, the TUI Trust. That's me. Box number 2, stocks, bonds, etc. $9,638. And the box checked next to it says, gross proceeds less commissions and option premiums. Box 12 on this Form 1099-B from 2009 says, if the box is checked, the recipient cannot take a loss on their tax return based on the amount in Box 2. The box is not checked. That means that if the box is not checked, the recipient can take a loss on their tax return based on the amount in Box 2. The loss I can take in Box 2 is $9,638. The statement of income for the year 2009 in the original letter of November 13, 2012, in line 1 from the Trust Company of America has the very same figure, $9,638. It's referred to here as a statement of income, but as you can clearly see, the IRS says it's a loss on my tax form, not income. The words income and loss are in opposition to one another, and the VA has this one wrong. IRS Form 1099-B for the year 2009, number 2. From the Trust Company of America to the TUI Trust, Box 2 states $24,639.05. And the box next to it states stocks, bonds, etc. reported to the IRS, gross proceeds less commissions and option premiums. And Box 12 says, if this box is checked, the recipient cannot take a loss on their tax return based on the amount in Box 2, $24,639.05. The inverse of this statement, of course, is if this box is not checked, the recipient can take a loss on their tax return based on the amount in Box 2, which is $24,639. And I'd like to draw your attention now to the statement of income for 2009 from the letter the VA sent me in November of 2013, item number 2 from the Trust Company of America, $24,639 stated as income. The IRS says I can take it as a loss. That's the second mistake by the VA regarding my money in the examples I'm giving you now. And finally, IRS Tax Form 1099-B, number 3, from the year 2010. Same payer, Trust Company of America, same recipient, me, the TUI Trust. Regarding their November 12, 2013 letter, where they state, we also received a report of 2010 income. This shows you received $75,427 from these same sources in 2010. The number on the tax form itself, 1099-B, for the year 2010, states a slightly different number, $74,939.34, but all the same, box number 12 is not checked. That means I can report it as a loss on my tax forms. It's not $75,427, but there's no proof of any income. All 3 of these documents have been charged against me as income, and I've been paying for it all this time, and I am on the precipice of losing everything because some idiots, some ignorant people who no doubt have been hurting many more veterans than just me, do not appear to know how to read a 1099-B IRS tax form. And because of that, for going on 6 years now, I have been tortured with this. I only recently figured this all out. My experts, my representatives, nobody saw this. It's insane. It's gone through the Committee on Waivers and Compromises. It's gone through a different set of people with a notice of disagreements. two of them anyway, the regional center manager, the debt management center manager, the pension management center, the committee itself, the chairperson of the committee. Where were they? How could this be missed? How could something so obvious be missed? Box 12, 1099B form, proves that this money has not been income. It's proceeds from broker and barter exchange transactions. That's not me. That's those companies out there investing their money back and forth and all the little dollars and cents changing hands up there, out there. But the people who make decisions regarding other people's lives, the people at the VA, do not seem to be aware of this fact. Senator Stabenow, Congressman Kildee and Bishop, please, you have got to intercede for me. You have got to believe that these forms are accurate. And you can check because you're in the government, my fax. Send me any forms you need that I might authorize you, please. I think it's only 3 weeks before the end of the month. Somebody has got to get to Consumers Power on my behalf and tell them what's going on before they shut off the power. I've got to have my money back, and I need some reparations. This has been hell. I've got nearly $900 worth of non-sufficient fund fees. I've been isolated here. I've sometimes gone just a little bit hungry. I've run out of things. I'm out of cash now. I'm out of money every single month because some ignorant fool, or fools, at the Veterans Administration don't know how to do their fucking jobs. You've got to help me. Nobody's listening to me. I've been denied the right to an appeal. They've lost my information many times. Please, please, I'm leaving you my contact information. You can be sure I'm going to be following up on this. I've been trying to create a package of information to send to you since last month. It's almost 4:30 in the morning now. That's when I get to do this kind of stuff because it's really hard to gather myself together in the middle of the day. I've got other things to do with my life than this. My poor little pets. 17-year-old dog, a 12-year-old dog, and a 17-year-old bird are my only family. And I spend all my time working on this horse shit because of a mistake. Please, you've got to help me. God damn it.